Hello, this is Frida Liu. You're watching The Shift Asia, and headquartered in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, EDOTCO Group operates and manages a regional portfolio of over 55,000 towers across the globe. Their plans to be carbon neutral across all their NTCs, 100% capacity and coverage by 2030. Here to talk about their plans is Datin Azzahraa Annuar, Director of Risk and Compliance. Welcome, Datin.
Thank you, Frida.
I think for just maybe what we want to start off is for people who don't know, right? A brief overview of the EDOTCO Group and its role in the telco sector.
Okay. EDOTCO Group is an end-to-end infrastructure company specializing in telecommunication sector. What we do, we provide end-to-end solutions, and that includes also additional services such as fiber management, site maintenance, etc. In a simple terms, and I always like to put it in a simple term, especially for the public to understand, is it's more like providing facilities for our customers, that is the mobile network operators, to rent a space at our tower, and then subsequently to provide connectivity for the people, for the rakyat.
Right.
In terms of telecommunication sector, our role is very crucial in the sense that we help to the MNOs to provide connectivity for the public.
Right.
In today's world where the digital divide still exists, our role has becoming even more important in today's world.
MNOs?
Mobile network operators.
Okay, all right. So what does sustainability mean to you guys, right? And how does it relate, I guess, to the industry?
Okay, this is a bit philosophical,
okay.
But to me and to EDOTCO Group, when we talk about sustainability, it's about three things. Number one is the mind, number two is the hearts, and number three is the hands. So what it means, it has to coexist. All these three has to coexist. With the hands, that means when we talk about sustainability, we have to do it as well. When we talk about the minds, we plan and strategize our actions. And we talk about the hearts, we have to want and to believe in what we do. So with this philosophical approach, that's how we approach our sustainability practices. Telecommunication industry in today's world emits about 3 to 4% CO2.
Okay.
So that's huge, right? No amount of percentage is small actually, and because of that, the impact on the environment, we also must understand the other side of the coins. In today's world, digital connectivity is very crucial as well, because it can help to accelerate sustainability efforts as well. So balancing the needs of the potential impact from the pollutions, as well as the needs of the helping with this digital divide issue, is actually very central to what we do at EDOTCO Group.
Right. So it's that balance, right? Because we know that this, of course, you try to be as sustainable as possible in terms of your operations, but at the same time, we know that there's a need that we're trying to meet, whether it's business, or education and all that, right?
For sure.
Okay. So what are your key sustainability focus areas, and how do you embed that into your operations?
Okay. Do we have the whole day to talk about this? Okay, so as we mentioned just now, today we believe that when we talk about internet connectivity, it's already parts of human rights. The United Nations often talks about it. So for EDOTCO, the good thing about our business is inherently sustainable. Why I say that is at the center of our business, we believe in what we call co-locations or infra-sharing. What that means, we encourage the MNOs, mobile network operators, to co-locate on our towers. So rather than having 2 or 3 towers within the span of a few meters of each other, you share the towers. And this will help to reduce the physical impact on the environment. It's better as well because we don't have to build another tower, right?
Costs a lot.
Exactly. It's not just about the cost. It's imagine like the area that we have to clear, that we have to cut some trees. So, it's the whole ecosystem that's affected. So in a simple layman thing, it's like sharing a car to get to a destination, right? If you share the journey, it's like on a Grab, you share a few people in a Grab car to go to a destination, your cost would be cheaper. And everybody will have their own seats. So it's the same concept that we have in our business. So when you ask what are our focus area, I think it's almost similar with the rest, the E, the S, and the G. When we talk about the E, our focus, of course, is reducing the emissions, and we can talk more about that, and also exploring all the renewable energies and all that. The S, actually not too far off like what the rest is doing, which is our CSR programs. But we have a very specific CSR program that suits our stakeholders.
Okay.
Yeah? Now the maturity assessment has been done and we understand what areas needs to be served. But in addition to that, for example, on the S pillar, we also have taken it a step further. For example, we have a vendor development program where we have to grow our vendors as well, the SMEs vendors in Malaysia. Actually, it's not just in Malaysia, it's across the region where we help to prepare our vendors to get their sustainability knowledge at least at level 101.
Okay.
And hopefully this year for 2025, we plan to take them a step higher.
Right.
It's a journey. Remember, sustainability is a journey, right? And thirdly, the G. People don't talk much about the G. Focus has always been a lot on the E. But I think the G is actually the foundations of the whole sustainability journey. So at EDOTCO Group, what we have done is we ensure our governance structure is strong. And this is very important. For example, in the sense that we ensure we have the right management committee expertise to deliberate any points that we want to bring to the board for the board to make a well and informed decision. And when the whole ecosystem of governance structure is well designed, whatever initiative that we want to do is very well responded and welcomed by the board. And I've been very fortunate that the board and the senior management and our group CEO has been very supportive of our sustainability efforts. So in terms, so that is the foundation of the whole our sustainability journey, and that means that's our ESG journey so far, and it's still evolving as we speak.
Right, it's always changing. I mean, like getting your vendors on board, getting them ready for scope 3.
Yeah.
Right, because you can't do this and then you find that nobody is ready in that sense, right? You know, you also talk about the environmental and social impacts of the telecommunication industry and the S bit, right? Apart from dealing with the vendors, so what are the areas that you're in the S bit? What are you doing?
Okay, so the S bit, there's two prongs. Number one is, like I mentioned just now, the CSR part. And this is not just a typically CSR effort. Today at EDOTCO Group, all staff carries a KPI on a community programs. So we started that last year. Even though it was a mandatory KPI, but we can see not only the relationship among the staff, we get a stronger bond, but the staff also actually appreciate the fact that they are able to serve the community. So this is what I meant by very important just now, the hands, the hearts, and the minds, right? The hands. We actually do and what we say. So that's crucial. That's number one. And this program, like I mentioned also earlier, is through 3-prong. Like we have the tower to power, where we provide sometimes solarization for certain really remote areas where they don't have the lights for students, for the kids to study, to play, to make the roads even safer. So we have that, we call that tower to power. We have tower to water because there are also within our footprints where the water, quality of the water is really bad. So we do that as well. And tower to community. And tower to community is actually very important. In today's world, as you're aware, we have some extreme weather condition. And this extreme weather condition create disastrous events or condition for the communities that we serve. So we as a responsible corporate citizen, our people actually go and help the victims of this climate disaster. So that's the first part. The second part is the social part, is the vendors development program just now. And even this has two elements to it. Number one, we partner with the experts and also the people who has the funding from the government in order to accelerate the program. And that's CEDAR and United Nations Global Compact. Today, we have trained over 150 vendors in the SME sector, from the SME sectors, to help them to bring their sustainability knowledge higher. But it's not just that one is more on the E part, because there are a lot of benefits out there actually for SMEs that they're not aware of. So it is part of our responsibility for us, the largest TowerCo in Southeast Asia, for us to help to grow these vendors. But there's also the other parts, and this is what I'm very proud of. This is our internal vendor development program, where our internal experts help to train these vendors. So today we have trained 32 vendors, and not just on the environmental part, but also on the social part, on the governance part, business continuity management, anti-bribery. As you're aware, in Malaysia, when you talk about governance, it's about Section 17A of the MECC Act. A lot of these small SMEs, they're not ready. They still don't know, not sure of what needs to be done. Resources are limited, and also they has limited budgets maybe for the trainings and all that. So we do all this for free for our vendors. So I can talk about this the whole day, Frida, but we're very proud of those programs.
But this sort of the initiatives that you have is across the region, right? Not just in Malaysia.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So a little bit, I know you talk about working with the maybe a little bit more about the underserved communities. What are you doing beyond Malaysia, right? Where are you making the change, whether it's the water, whether it's the solarization?
Okay, so serving the underserved is actually at the heart of our core business, connecting the unconnected, the one who has no internet access, and the underconnected, those with internet access but very poor quality.
Okay.
So these two are very
That's
important.
even more frustrating.
It's even more frustrating, right? You're talking and then suddenly you don't get connections.
Better to not have than to have a little bit. Okay, go on.
Exactly. So, for the main thing that we do, and specifically for Malaysia, we are the main partner for the Malaysian government in terms of our Jendela rollout. Today, we are at 90% completion of our Jendela rollout for phase 1. We have 100% completed our rollout for 4 states. That is Pahang, Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, and Kedah. And this is actually very important, as most of the people have heard. The government has announced that today, in terms of coverage of populated area for 5G, we are at 82%.
Okay.
And EDOTCO plays a very significant role in that, not just for 5G, but also for 4G, right? Going back to the Jendela project just now, for 4G, today we are at the 97% coverage for Malaysia. And this is a very significant achievement because, as you know, Jendela focuses on the underserved.
Right.
That's part 1. So I like to put it into parts, part 1 and part 2. That's our work with the government. But on the second part, we also do our own initiatives. For example, in Sungai Kelit, we identified a very this group of underserved of orang asli.
Right.
So we partner to provide like satellite connectivity for this group of people. It's currently on a POC method. We are still evolving in that journey, but these are the things that we do in addition to serving all the big companies, the telcos of the world that we all know. But because we are very passionate with what we do, the hands, the minds, and the hearts just now, we continue to explore serving the underserved as well.
Right. Okay. And I guess how can technology be used to enhance your organization's sustainability efforts? Where has technology come into this place?
I think technology is the center of the whole sustainability effort. GSMA, I think back in 2022 or 23, has produced this study where it says for every adoption, 10% adoption of a higher technology, so for example, from 2G to 3G, 3G to 4G, it resulted in an increase up to 1.2% of GDP.
Right.
So with that, we must understand that technology is very crucial if we want to accelerate the developments, right? And with this, then comes to your questions just now. Technology for EDOTCO Group is in the 3 areas. Number 1 is on renewable energy.
Okay.
Renewable energy, our focus has been on solarizations. Today, we have deployed over 2,600 solar sites across our footprint. One of the case study, if I can just illustrate as an example, right? In Pakistan, on the 6 sites that we deployed last year for solar sites, we have seen that the energy consumption has reduced by 49%. We also see that our OPEX has reduced by 44%.
Wow.
And we were able to reduce the diesel usage of diesel generators, so less fuel is being used, by about 48%.
Okay.
And these sites are off-grid sites.
Okay.
Off-grid sites means sites that do not have public utilities, and in this case, electricity, no public electricity. So it's huge. You can see that the opportunity is huge here, right? Especially for off-grid sites. And then secondly is on the green towers. No, it's not green, literally green. But we've seen, for example, the 3 types of towers, that's green towers that we have. Number 1 is a bamboo towers. We don't have this in Malaysia yet, but green towers not only can have up to 8 antennas, so up to 8 customers, you can have that, and it's that can reduce carbon emission by 70%. Secondly, we have what we call carbon fiber towers. Carbon fiber is actually stronger than steel, and it can help to reduce emissions by 25%. And thirdly, we have 3-legged towers. Those of you can Google how does a tower look like. Most of it are 4-legged, so it has like 4-legged, right? But we also, in certain area, we can deploy 3-legged towers. It's lighter and it can reduce carbon emission by about 20%. So all this thing is because of technology and innovations that we do. So that's second. And the third part and the last part is actually what is internal innovation. So again, going back to philosophy, the man, the hearts and the hands, right? We have this program where we call Innovate program, run by our human resource department, where we want to inculcate the culture of sustainability. So we encourage our staff to submit innovations, ideas to further enhance, our sustainability efforts. And in 2023, we have over 54 submissions, and the trend is increasing. They say that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So this one, we just want to encourage them to do other things beside work, bring their ideas to light, and the company helps them to fulfill their dreams and their ideas.
Some of these ideas have actually been implemented.
So before we formalize this Innovate program, in the past we don't have a name. Today we have a name, but one of the things that we are proud of is what we call our NAPA, Network and Planning Analytics. Today, NAPA, which is an in-house program, is able to identify the co-location that I mentioned earlier, where we can identify, this is the spot that is good, that needs connectivity, that the MNOs, mobile network operators, should come and co-locate together. And this is in-house. Right. So all this kind of innovation, I think, must come from a good, strong foundation and support from the management team, from the company. Then only it will help to bring values to the company itself.
And early on, you mentioned the 3 towers. So you're saying the bamboo is not available in Malaysia? Or...
We haven't deployed in Malaysia, though I was informed that the minister has requested for us to explore that. So I'm not going to discount that. As we speak today, our engineering and technology team is looking at the possibility of deploying bamboo towers. Bamboo towers is a bit unique. It's not really towers, like imagine the 3-legged, 4-legged. It's more suitable in buildings. So if you go to the shopping mall, at the top of the mall, you will see some like a tower, but it's not huge enough. So what we call IBS, in-house building solutions.
I see.
So bamboo is more suitable for in IBS, in building solution.
Okay, and we have to talk about AI, right? We have to talk about artificial intelligence, right? I guess, is it a good thing or a bad thing? How are you guys addressing this in the running of your business?
I think AI, if you use Google or even if you use Bing, it's already AI. People just don't realize that today when you type questions into those platforms, it's already AI. So utilizing AI is inevitable actually. At EDOTCO Group, because technology is very crucial to how we do business, then AI also is very crucial in terms of decision-making process and also to improve operational efficiencies. You can see today we have the remote monitoring system at our towers, where we use AI on this remote monitoring system to analyze and improve the operational management of our towers. Not just the towers, even at the corporate center, the way we do our business, we already have our own in-house ChatGPT, where staff can go in, ask questions, and the computer, the system, will generate the answers. They no longer have to call me, but that's a good thing, so that I can focus on doing other things that the computer can't do. And I think these human elements and also this AI will coexist, because in order to make sure AI work, AI is a machine learning tools, right? The more you teach, the more you use, the more you ask questions, the cleverer it gets. But they become clever because there's a human intervention at the back that helps to make sure this AI can work. Don't forget the cybersecurity parts and all the other elements that comes with it, that we still need human touch.
Okay. And I guess when you talk about measurement, right? How are you measuring your success? How are you evaluating it?
Okay. This question is timely because right now we are talking about our KPIs at work, right? But EDOTCO is just no different than the rest of the company. We have our own set of key performance indicators. As a risk practitioner, I also added key risk indicators into how we manage the sustainability efforts. We are also part of Axiata Group, where we've also follow Bursa indicators, and we have to do that. But I think all these indicators is compulsory anyway. But there's another part for EDOTCO Group that we have, which is we develop our own internal indicators as well. Even though we are not listed, we still produce our own sustainability report. And this is step 1 to me. Once we have to report, then you're more careful, you're more ambitious.
What gets measured gets done.
Exactly. And I, as a director of compliance, I will not put something that I don't believe in or without validating, right? So all this is very crucial for our stakeholders and our investors. So yes, so we have a set of external indicators and also external and internal indicators. But in addition to that, besides all these indicators, we also in 2023 has embarked on what we call climate risk assessment journey as part of TCFD. I'm sure you've heard that many times, but not many companies actually do it. In 2024, we have taken this analysis a step further. See, my core is risk management. That has always been my forte. So what we have, my team has done, we have identified within the coastal region where our towers exist, and the exposure from sea rise level that can happen. And this is a real issue, Frida, right? We talk about this is like in 2030, we might not even be in EDOTCO, I might not even be EDOTCO then, but the tower is still there, and we still need to serve our purpose to provide connectivity for the people. Regardless, you're by the coastal, you're by the sea, you're on the mountains, that's at the core of our business. So this climate risk assessment is actually very crucial so that we can identify and work with the relevant entities such as the government, the NGOs, so that when flood or when sea level rises, we know how to help the rakyat along this coastal region. And this is not just for Malaysia. We are doing the exercise in batches also for other countries. Those people who have heard, for example, Bangladesh, when they are hit by flood, 1/3 of Bangladesh is underwater, affected by floods, right? So this climate issue is real. So that's why, as part of the measurement matrix, we embark on this climate risk assessment as well.
Right. Okay. I guess what role do partnerships and collaborations play in achieving your sustainability goals?
Everything.
Everything and everyone.
Everything and everyone. I cannot imagine that for EDOTCO Group that we can get to where we are today without our partners. So for that, I really would like to thank all the partners that have worked with the EDOTCO Group. And this is very crucial. For example, things like when we do our vendor development program, CEDAR and United Nations Global Compact are the central of how we run the program.
Right.
And then when we went on our renewable energy certificates, right, we have to work with TNB in order to procure that. And to now, in terms of policy advocacy, we work with MCMC, MTFSB, MACC on the Section 17A to share not just to share the knowledge, and also to provide feedback so that we have a comprehensive policy, not just for EDOTCO, but for the whole Malaysia to benefits. So MCMC, I also wanted to mention on our waste management program, we support MCMC on their KITA program on e-waste. So again, I cannot imagine anything that we do or our CSR program without our partners.
Right? I mean, we can't do it alone.
I can't mention all names. Probably we can publish all the names at some point. They are available somewhere in our website. But I'm forever gratitude for what they have done on our sustainability.
Is there anything you'd like to add, Datin, that I have not asked you yet? You've covered most of it, but I think that another key part is on the waste management. The waste management, not many people has really looked into this. Often you talk about plastic recycling, paper recycling and all that. But for infrastructure company like EDOTCO Group, we are also aware we have lithium batteries, for example. So we need to, we at least at EDOTCO Group, we have a guidelines on how we manage our hazardous materials. We ensure that our hazardous materials will be disposed by certified vendors. Why I use the word certified vendors? Because different country will have different regulation, different certified vendors. So we really have to study what works for Pakistan, what works for Bangladesh, what works for Malaysia. And I think this is very important because it's often an area that everybody say, oh yeah, we recycle. But this hazardous materials is actually, the impact is huge on the environment. And again, it goes back to the governance structure that we have, right? It's not just about the E part, the governance part. So we have a strong process that was endorsed by management, approved by the board, executed by our people. And we work with various stakeholders in order to ensure our waste management program works effectively. And we've had Earth here before. I know they're into e-waste management as well. Well, thanks for sharing, right? And you explained it very clearly. Your step 1, your step 2, and the things. So it's very clear in my head. Thanks for being with us. And of course, you've been watching The Shift Asia.
Thank you.